We're going to show you today in this video is what we do to prepare our ribs. So I've taken these out of the package, I've run them over cold water, I've patted them dry.
Now I'm going to give them a light trim, show you how to take the membrane off, add a little bit of binder and a little bit of rub, and we'll be finished prepping our ribs for the smoker. The first step is to give these a light trim. So ribs don't actually need trimming, just to be clear. This is an optional step. But if you do see any fat chunks just hanging off, go ahead and just trim those off. No big deal. Do that while you're getting ready to take the membrane off. And speaking of the membrane, you do not absolutely have to remove it, but it is highly recommended for a few reasons. First of all, it's going to taste chewy and not really something you want to eat, even though it's not a big deal to eat it. You just don't want to. Second, it's going to block your seasoning from adhering to and flavoring your meat on the underside of the meat. So strongly recommend just take the membrane off. Getting the membrane off is also a big pain in the ass, let's be honest. Usually it doesn't come off that easy all the time, but starting from the center out can help, so try that. So I got both racks all trimmed up and the membrane already off the first one. Now I'm going to let you see how I get the membrane off the second rack here.
Next one. So we got our fingers underneath, almost get them underneath. They're slippery. Flip that to the side so it doesn't go flying. Come on. Come on, get underneath all the way. There we go. And once you get underneath all the way, then that membrane comes off nice and easy. Comes off nice and easy for us. Yep, perfect. Once we've cleaned our ribs, patted them dry, taken off the membrane, maybe a little trim up just to get a little excess fat off if it's hanging any places. Now we're ready to go ahead and put on our binder and our rub. So for binder, I personally like yellow mustard. A very light, thin coat of yellow mustard. Let's not glob that shit all over. Let's just keep it thin. Put a few drops, as I'll show you in a second, and then just spread it everywhere. It'll spread. The point of the mustard is not to add flavor, not to add sauce. It's just to add the thinnest layer so that the seasoning we use has something to adhere to. That's the whole purpose of it. So let's say you don't like yellow mustard. You want to use olive oil, that's fine. You want to use mayonnaise, you want to use just about anything. I know a guy likes to use Italian dressing. Great, use Italian dressing. Just put on whatever binder you want, and then we're gonna put on some rub. So this is the part where we put on some rub or some binder. So look how much I'm putting on. This is all the binder each rack of ribs will need. That's it. So let's spread it all over. Let's get it good and spread. Trying to get in all those nooks and crannies. The real key is around the sides. That's like where the secret is. The more you can get that binder to just coat those sides, yeah, that's where you want that seasoning to stick. I think I'm gonna need a few more drops, I'm gonna be honest. All right, let's do that. How's this one looking? Yeah, put a few more drops in here while I'm at it. All right, so again, just trying to really get that in every little corner, especially the sides of those ribs, so that we'll have some stuff for the seasoning, our rub to really adhere to, right? That's the key, we want our rub to adhere. So let's put on some rub. So for rub today, we're gonna use Dad's Seasonings Sweet Butt Rub. It's not a butt, it's ribs, but we're gonna use it anyway. It's got a nice thin coat. Oh, I like the color on this. Like the color on this, pretty. Yeah, see, nice even coat. And by the way, you don't want to rub in your rub. You'll just rub it off. So just maybe put a hand on the side to guide it so you don't lose any more than you have to. Oh yeah. Let's take a peek. That's what we're talking about. So, look at my gentle pat. Very gentle pat. I don't want to rub it in. All right, so let's flip them. Hit the other side. I don't tend to go stick on the underside because it doesn't tend to season the meat as much. I do like to get those edges. Man, I love to get those edges really good. So I try to do that. Same thing here. Let's try to really get those edges where we can get that flavor to hide. Get that seasoning to get in there a little bit. Yeah. Alright, same thing on this rack. Try to hit those edges really good. This is what we're after. Look at the nice gentle pat. Nice even coat. These are ready to go in the fridge. Tomorrow they're ready to come out of the fridge, put on the smoker. We're gonna cook them up for about 5 hours. It'll be perfect.